Hello everyone, it's your host Echo. This week we're going to be back in action with week 5 of the International Draft League. Last week's match was postponed, so this week we're going to be taking on Cannon and the Tulsa Drilbur. Looking at his team as Incineroar is a pretty easy read as the lead, so I decided to go with a Defiant Tornadus this week, just as an more damage output. It's also not something that he would likely prep for, I figured, since in all my previous matches I had just ran a special or a full support version. So I want to try something a little bit different this week. Prior to anything happening, I was like, alright, he's probably gonna Dynamax Hitmonlee, and then something with Incineroar. I'm not sure what he was gonna do. Didn't want Unburden to activate, so I decided I was gonna switcheroo on Hitmonlee, give Hitmonlee a Choice Scarf, and take whatever item he has just to avoid that weakness policy activating. And then max Airstream over on Hitmonlee to take it out, since like I said, I expected to Dynamax. So +1, I'm not sure of the exact calc, but I'm pretty sure +1. If I don't knock out, I at least do a ton of damage. And then since I'm Focus Sash, any damage he does in return, unless he doubles up on Tornadus, I live to hit. And then you can take him out on the next turn. However, he actually ends up Dynamaxing Incineroar, which I was not expecting at all. So while I was trying to trick him, he ended up tricking me. But at this point, I was like, alright, Incineroar is not super fast. I think everything on my team outspeeds it. Weakness policy worried me a little bit more, but like I said, I think everything I brought this week outspeeds it. So I knew I'd be able to get off the damage on it before it can get the damage off on me, so it's just a matter of beating it before it could beat me. I considered going for the switcheroo on Incineroar, however I'm happy I didn't, since it wouldn't have mattered too much and it could have complicated later on in the game. It's gonna go for Max Lightning. It's gonna take me down to my Sash. Still in a good spot right here though, because I'm +1 attack, +1 speed. So at this point, it's just a matter of surviving. I know I get off at least one more hit next turn. I expected him to just go for the full takedown on Tornadus. Wasn't sure what he planned on bringing out next, but I knew it was either going to be a max knuckle onto Incineroar or a max Airstream on anything else. So he goes with Grimmsnarl. So I'm like, alright, he's going screens. I'm running Brick Break just in case of screens. So at this point, I was like, alright, I would prefer to have Tornadus survive a little bit longer, so hopefully he doesn't double target me. Hopefully just go for a Ribombee just in case. With Ribombee, I struggle a little bit here. I'm like, alright, I can either Pollen Puff onto Tornadus, I can Pollen Puff on the Grimmsnarl, or I can just Dazzle Gleam. I end up Dazzling Gleaming on both of them, getting an extra damage off. He goes for Reflect here, which works out for me. So I get that a little extra bit damage off with Ribombee. Yeah, Ribombee does over half. Ribombee's full in investment and special attack and speed. Max Airstream and Incineroar get some more damage off, get that extra speed. So right here, I'm like, alright, Ribombee's +2 speed. Did ton of damage. He goes for Max Flare, however, he targets Ribombee. So I'm like, alright, this is really good. So next turn, of course, he's likely going to for Light Screen. So I decide pretty quickly that I am gonna go with a Max Guard, so that way I can Brick Break. I thought about bringing out Rillaboom right here, but I wanted to at least get more damage off of Incineroar, if not take it out, because I was worried. If I lose Rillaboom right here, this match becomes a lot harder, since he might have been Ink Drink in the back, which I was worried about. So I'm just like, alright, we're just gonna Thunderbolt. I don't need to Electro Web because I outspeed everything already. Most of my team outspeed already. If I could go back with my prep, I'd probably swap Electro Web out for something else. Not that there is much else. Since I'm running choice specs, I like Agent Power just for more support. Yeah, there aren't many options for Lucky. However, I went specs because he has Tapu Fini. With the calcs I did, I think even with full investment on HP and special attack, 252 modest choice specs Lucky takes out Tapu Fini. And then so this, like you saw, it almost took on the center order. So we get grassy terrain up here, not that it matters too much, however, it's that +2 grassy glide that works out now. So at this point, I'm like, alright, I'm not worried about Grimmsnarl at all. It's done what it needs to do, so I'm gonna Brick Break onto Incineroar. And then I consider double targeting Incineroar, I'm pretty sure. And then I consider going for Fake Out or Grassy Glide. I lied. I Brick Break onto Grimmsnarl. Yeah. So Grassy Glide I figured would take out here no matter what. So +1, or Fake Out would. Even if it didn't, Incineroar can't attack anymore. And then just break screens right here. And also take him out. Then at this point, just Kartana left. I ran Heat Wave specifically for Kartana, just in case he led with Kartana, wanted to Dynamax it, but so at this point I'm just like, alright, all I need is for Heat Wave not to miss. It hits, and then we win game 1. I don't want to say super comfortably, we won it, and it was in our favor the entire way, but a few different plays could have completely changed that game. So now we're going on to game 2. Towards the end of the video and the end card, I'm gonna link Canon's side of the battle, also Canon's channel, so please be sure to check that out. This game, I was look back at game, I was like, alright, Rabambi really didn't do much for me that game. So we lead with Tornadus and Metagross, and then in the back, I just brought Lucky and Rillaboom again. I think I consider bringing Porygon, but I'd rather just go for the hyper offense right here, try and break through this team. Especially since I know it's not super bulky. Not sure why I ran Assault Fast really though. I think I was over planning or overthinking just in case of Ice Beam from Tapu Fini. I know I ran like 29 speed, so I could be. Actually, I think I ran 0 speed just that way, which was sure underspeed Tapu Fini. So we get with the same lead. I know what's gonna happen right here, so it worked pretty well last time, even with me not getting damage off from turn 1. So we're getting Dynamax, Max Airstream on the Hitmonlee, get the extra speed, just how Metagross also outspeeds, and then Stomping Tantrum onto Incineroar. I know it's not going to KO if he Dynamaxes, but it's extra damage that could make a difference later on in the game. I wish there's a way to skip Dynamax animations in game, since they're all just so ridiculously long every time, especially when both of you Dynamaxes or Dynamax. Even if it was something like it split the screen, have them both Dynamaxing at the same time would still be an improvement. Something Tantrum does a decent amount, a little bit under half. 3 max players right here, and I fully expect to lose Metagross, but Metagross has already done what I need it to do. I still have Sash on Tornadus. I still have at least 2 turns of it left, unless he double targets, but even the next turn I should be in a good spot. So I'll go out until like right here, same logic before. I don't want to lose Rillaboom too early. So right here, I make a big mistake. Still do everything I'm supposed to do with Tornadus, but I don't read. I remember he had Minitrick in the back. My exact thought process here was, there's no way he has it, right? So I fought myself for a little bit on it, so I was just going to do it rather than Hyper Beam. However, that ends up backfiring on me. This play right here is pretty much where I lost the game. Not this play. Once I decided not to switch, that's when I lost the game. But it should have been a pretty easy read that he was going to target, or he was going to switch out into Minitrick, especially if he can switch out something weak to bait out the electric attack. So at this point my logic is, alright, I can either take out Incineroar, or I can take out Minitrick. So this is another really easy read. At this point I really should switch into Rillaboom. But or even attacking Minitrick here instead of going for Incineroar. Either way, I have 2 really bad turns in a row. Just not making any smart plays and refusing to switch, being stubborn. This also means that he gets at least 1 free turn sooner rather than later. Because then at that point, he can just bring Incineroar back out and then fake out again. Like I said, if I had switched right here, or even just read the easy, you're just going to switch into Minitrick, and just gone Hyper Beam instead, then definitely would have won this game. Spoilers for the end of this match. It's not this, my only win condition right now is to take out Minitrick. So can't remember what happens here. I think I go for think I try and take out my trick, but he protects instead. Maybe he double protects. I think he double protects. I can't remember. Yeah, so he's gonna double protect right here. Just a smart move because I could have taken out Tapu Fini. And then next turn I could have taken out Incineroar. He also gets that Intimidate percentage on Incineroar again. It was really good play on his part to switch on Incineroar, even though he lost in Dynamax. But just bad mistakes on my part, making dumb plays. So one fault of Regieleki that if you have a counter for it, you can pretty much shut it down. You can shut down offensive variants of it. And he had Lightning Rocks that completely walled Regieleki. Yeah, and then because of grass and terrain, he's gonna live right here. Then I think this turn I make another mistake too. Yeah, this turn I also messed up again. This entire end of this game I completely fell apart. Like the train fell off the tracks, crashed, fell over, exploded, and everything. Because I should have known at this point, alright, he's probably gonna protect on Inane Trick. But rather than attacking the Incineroar and knowing that was a likely outcome, I double targeted Inane Trick. Yeah, it was not a good play at all. I know he fakes out. Yeah. Yeah, bad turn. Bad end of match. Lose Rillaboom right here because he goes up. Or no, don't lose him. Almost. That's why I ran it so fast. In case of overheat or flamethrower or something from an Inane Trick. It's even at +1. That's still. Did what? 33 or 66%? Something like that. Something close to that. This is where I mess up. I don't double target Incineroar again. Rather than double targeting Incineroar, I double target what's it called? Inane Trick. So at this point I'm like, alright. So we lost this game, so I'm already planning for the next game, where I figure that he was either going to have the same lead, or he was going to lead with Inane Trick this time, just because he didn't want to lose it too soon. So I wasn't sure what to do at this point. I was like, alright, do I go with this? Do I try and predict the same lead? I switch out because Tornadus was pretty successful when I led with him after that after the Defiance boost because of Intimidate. Now on to game 3. What did I expect for the lead? Trying to think. Yeah, I think at this point I expected a Incineroar Grimstar lead, something like that. Either Incineroar Grimstar or Incineroar Tapu Fini. So I'll say, alright. Rabambi's not going to do much here, so I'm just going to lead with Incineroar, or Tornadus, and I think I want Metagross again. Oh. Yeah, I led Tornadus and Regieleki. Led with these because I really wanted to bait out the Manectric early and take him out. At this point, he doesn't know that I'm running Hyper Beam, which is a fair assessment. No one would expect that to be run. Well, no, you could have expected it, but based on last game, you probably don't expect me to go for it. You expect me to go for Thunderbolt again. So I'm like, alright. Turn 1, I'm Hyper Beaming into someone. If he let Manectric, I think I still plan to Hyper Beam into it. Yeah, because Hyper Beam from Regieleki is still pretty strong. I considered Dynamaxing Regieleki. I was like, no. So he does end up leading Incineroar and Grimstar like I expected. So I was like, alright, do I Hyper Beam Incineroar or do I Hyper Beam into Grimmsnarl? The way I decided it is if he switched out Incineroar and then sent Incineroar back out later on while Tornadus was still alive, Tornadus would then be a +2. So I was like, alright, since he might not even Dynamax might just switch out, I'm gonna break because some screen is gonna go up here. I just want to get that out. I'm gonna Hyper Beam on Grimmsnarl. Yeah, Hyper Beam on Grimmsnarl just feels like, alright, there's no way one of these reads is gonna be right. I wasn't sure which one was gonna be right. Either Manectric was gonna get break, or was gonna get Hyper Beamed. Decided not to Dynamax here, just I figured I didn't need to. So my 50-50 was right. So he sends out Manectric right here. He's gonna Dynamax again, which this targeting Incineroar when I knew he had weakness policy and used a break on him was not smart on my end. At that point, I should have just been like, alright, we'll just go for the acrobatics since he'll probably target me turn 1. So we use one of the coolest move animations right here, taking down to a sash. So I'm like, alright, cool. Rillaboom's in the back. I do not have to worry about Manectric at all. In hindsight, I probably should have double targeted Grimmsnarl turn 1, but then even then at that point, he doesn't take out Regieleki, and yeah, if he switches out Incineroar, he doesn't take out Regieleki with the rest of his Pokemon, and I lose that turn because of Hyper Beam. But since I would have lost a turn because of Hyper Beam, still the next turn out, still have Regieleki to get off a little bit more damage. So I go Heat Wave. Yeah, this is the match I decided not to Dynamax Tornadus because, like, alright, whatever. Just gonna try and clean up as much as I can right now, and then not even worry about Dynamaxing with Metagross until later. Max Flares go. My guess is he either expected me to switch out, or he expected me to be running Hurricane instead. But yeah, so we're gonna Hyper Beam again on Incineroar. I can't remember what I did with Regieleki. Or with Tornadus. So Tornadus goes down here, but it's not the end of the world. I've done everything. He's done everything I needed him to do. we do lose both of our mons here. We're still in a pretty good spot. We still have our Dynamax. Then we have 2 good mons in the back. I was a little bit worried about Incineroar, so I think I just went for a Dynamax right away. Just so that way I can live anything he threw at me. Since this is a turn where his Dynamax runs out, I'm pretty sure. It's either this turn or next turn, I can't remember. So he grabs the seat like we saw earlier, so he gets that extra defense boost, but I'm not too worried about it. My one fear here is that he's running Blaze Kick on Hitmonlee, but since I have my Dynamax here, like I said, I outspeed Incineroar. Since I'm max speed, he could at best be max speed. I doubt he wasn't Scarf, because we know he had weakness policy. So we switch this out into Grimmsnarl. Does Grimmsnarl live here? I can't remember. I think Grimmsnarl lived, but just barely. Fake out. Stalls out one turn to Hitmonlee at least until I can get more damage off on it. Go for the max tweaking and Grimmsnarl. Yeah. So Grimmsnarl lives right here. So I have that Spit F boost, which doesn't really do much for me. So at this point I'm like, alright, if I can take out one of these 2, I'm in a really good spot. Originally I was going to max Mindstorm, and I was like, wait, if he switches out, I just lose another turn Dynamax. I'm just going to max Quick right here. And then also Stomping Tantrum in case Incineroar comes back out. He goes over Reflect. He goes for Close Combat here, which it surprised me. It worked out for me. I don't think Blaze Kick would have done that much more, but actually if Sun is up right here, that could have been good, but take out Hitmonlee. At this point, it's looking, I'm in a really good spot right here. Grimmsnarl is just barely alive. So either next turn I can take it out with a Grassy Glide, or Metagross can take it out. Incineroar comes back out here and intimidates him, but since I have Clear Body, I don't lose any attack. Rillaboom loses attack, but Rillaboom I'm not too worried about this turn. With Dynamax, yeah, one more turn of Dynamax, I'm like, alright. Let's take out Incineroar, because Grimmsnarl is not going to do... It's not beating Rillaboom in a one-on-one. And it's not really doing that much damage either. I'm not sure why I double target. I think I was afraid. Why I double target? This week's match, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a nail biter. Just barely a Fire Punch, that was a crit. If he had gone Blaze Kick with Hitmonlee, he might have won this game. That either would have taken Incineroar out or would have put him in a good position to take or he would have taken Metagross out, or put him in a good position to take out Metagross sooner than he did, possibly before he even lost Incineroar. But like I said, I'm gonna link Cannon's part of the video, and then also Cannon's channel somewhere here around this time. Please be sure to go check it out. If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next week when we take on the Aussie Battler for week 6 of the International Draft League. Thanks. See you guys next time.